Welcome back, everybody.
Yeah, welcome back.
I think it's episode 5.
I think so, yeah.
So, welcome back to Stop the Insanity.
Yeah, we've been away a little too long.
Yeah.
I had a little vacay just to get away from this shithole for a while.
Yeah.
Bear with us on being 2 weeks late.
I had anal glaucoma.
Yeah.
I just couldn't see my
shit.
ass. Couldn't see my ass coming up here and doing it. But,
I told him to come record his own show and do, but he...
fuck. All right, I forgot. I've already started cussing, but I forgot I'm going to try to not cuss.
Not cuss or just sort of tone it down?
Well, if I try to not cuss, it'll probably just end up toned down. I don't think I can not cuss.
Okay, well, I'm not going to try to not cuss. I'm just not going to think about it.
Well, we cuss way too much. If you go back and listen to them, it's crazy. I know I've said this before, but it's insane how much I cuss.
And you're going to stop the insanity.
I got to stop the insanity. I thought about bringing a picture of Jesus and putting it in front of me. So,
yeah, I wouldn't say anything about that at all.
So I decided that was too much. I was like, I'll just get a picture of
think?
I'll get a picture of Mama and bring her up here. And I was like, oh shit, that's worse. So I just decided I'm going to make a mental note to try not to cuss so much.
No cussing or no F-bombs?
Whatever.
Or just, we're going to try to go PG?
No, fuck no.
See, there was one there.
Sure. See, I'm bad at it. But, yeah. No, just maybe not every other word, you know? Maybe
it wasn't really every other word. When I listen, it may be every other sentence.
Well, maybe. Either way, I'm gonna tone it down.
Okay, well, I'll ride with you and try it.
Yeah. I mean, you don't have to not cuss.
Oh, I'm not influenced. I'm just saying I'll try.
So, where'd you go?
We went to Pensacola Beach.
Did you have fun?
Yes. Awesome time.
You get drunk?
No, did not. Not once.
Why not?
I had the little guy.
Kid?
Had the little guy. I was going to a poker room down there. There's a poker room at a dog track.
In Pensacola?
In Pensacola, Florida. There's a greyhound dog track, and they have a poker room. And when I walked in, they had like green AstroTurf on the floor. There was about 20 tables out there, but only 3 of them had poker players, and it was a shady looking bunch.
Was it like a casino?
No, it was like a metal building. Half of it was the dog track. You could look out a big window and see the greyhounds run. I mean, they weren't running at night, and then the other half had a glass partition with a concession stand like thing, like at the old skating rink. You know how they had that big wall and a bar?
Yeah.
Well, that's what it looked like, except the wall behind it was glass, and you could look over in at the poker room. It was horrible.
Rough group in there.
They just looked like that's what they did every night. Like they all knew. I mean, I don't know. I didn't get close enough to hear the conversation, but
oh, I'm sure it was the same locals every night.
They're not going to just jump up on me.
I know, like, we went to New Orleans 2 or 3 years ago, and I was at the condo or whatever. I was like, I'm going to try to find a casino, go to the casino. So I Googled it. And then, you know, there's a Harrah's or whatever's down there on the main drag down there. But the other ones were like closer to me, so I was like, I'll just go to them. Shit, one of them was in a Lowe's parking lot. and the other one was like in this old gas station. Finally, I was like, I'm going to go in here and see what the hell, because Google just kept sending me to these random gas stations. And so you walk into the gas station and there's a little hall where you would think the bathroom would be. And there's like a doorman there letting you into their little casino.
In a gas station?
Yeah.
Damn.
It's like several of them. It's only video poker and shit. Oh, okay. It's terrible. But, so I left. Anyway, I don't know.
But I would have liked to have played poker down there. But not in that situation.
No, I don't think so.
Did you play any video poker?
No, God. No. Can't stand video poker.
Really?
Mm-mm. Don't like it.
So anything going on with you while I was gone?
No. Nothing interesting. Nothing worth a shit.
Yeah.
What about the news? You been keeping up with the news?
Yes, I have a lot of news we can talk about.
I haven't been watching the news.
This, Jeffrey Epstein motherfucker? Oh, see, I just cussed.
Well, go ahead.
He, what is he? Sex trafficking charges?
Oh, yeah.
The new guy? Supposedly connected to both Trump and Clinton?
I think, I saw that. I think Brian is being vindicated a little bit.
A little bit. I mean, because this guy, they say, and I'm just going by what the news says, so I've not done any research, but they said Clinton is proven to have been to his private island 26 times on flight manifestos and stuff. And that he ditched the Secret Service to go.
I believe that'd be manifest.
Manifests, not manifestos. Yeah, he was going to do some killing. Yeah, just manifests.
So this guy had a bunch of kids down at his island?
They don't know what he had on his island, I don't guess. But supposedly he was moving them here and there and yonder.
Trafficking, as it were.
Trafficking.
Yeah.
But he's already pled guilty in Florida like 8 years ago to some sex with an underage girl or some shit.
I tell you, what I did see, I don't watch the news much, but I was thumbing through my news app thing, and I saw where they took this big ship that they found. Did you see that about the...
No.
It was this huge-ass yacht that the FBI had seized, and there was, I think it was like $1.3 billion worth of cocaine on it.
Sweet.
And the boat, or the ship, or whatever you want to call it, is owned by J.P. Morgan Chase.
The bank?
Yeah. They owned it.
Were they reported stolen the next day?
No. They actually, I mean, they own it, but they claim this shipping interest group uses it or something. But yeah, it was a shady situation too.
So nobody got in trouble? They just seized the boat?
I'm sure somebody's going to get in trouble.
Yeah, I mean, some freaking...
You just cuss. Don't worry about it. I'm going to cuss too, but I'm going to just got to tone it down. Don't try to censor yourself or anything.
Especially after it comes out.
Yeah, that sounds even worse.
Yeah, I agree.
So
I just wanted you to agree.
What else? I heard about the Epstein guy. I did see that.
Yeah, but I think it's funny that a former president and a current president are both tied with this guy. I mean, that's insane to me.
I don't think... Surely Trump's not in that shit.
I mean, I don't know if he's in that shit, and this was a 15-year-old pictures, but they say they were friends in Manhattan.
You can imagine how many... He has rubbed shoulders with everybody, so you're going to run into those dicks. But I do think the Clintons were all about that shit.
That's what Brian said.
Yeah, I think it's true. I know they're evil as shit.
Damn.
Anyway, what else happened in the news? Let's do some current events.
Yeah. Trump, speaking of Trump, he went over to the Southeast Asia. Did you see that? First president to walk into the DMZ. Yeah,
I did. I guess I did watch the news. Shit, I don't remember watching it, but I did see that. Cross the border for the first time into North Korea.
The rest of the presidents have been sitting up with binoculars behind bulletproof glass. And
this is in South Korea on the border.
Well, it's the border.
And he's looking over in the north.
Right.
But he actually walked across the border.
There's like... I don't know how wide it is, 500 feet maybe, that they just call the demilitarized zone.
Yeah.
It's like a border, guns pointed at each other constantly. And he just strolled out there, walked up, shook Kim's hand, and then looked like he pulled him across and brought him into South Korea with him, shooting the shit.
Damn.
And then they went back, and he went back into North Korea.
That's ballsy right there. I
mean, that dude could have just grabbed him and
sure he had tons of Secret Service around and shit, but that's still pretty ballsy.
Really?
I don't think I would have done it.
Oh, yeah.
Dude don't give a shit, though. That's what I like about him. He don't give a damn what you say. Is anything else? Because I think we're going to talk about something lighter other than...
Yes. Oh, I have more.
You got more news?
News, yes.
Current events?
Just current events.
Okay. Well, let's
about this AOC, what do they call her?
Cortez.
Adriana
Ocasio.
So this bit...
I can't stand that bitch.
Yeah.
Man.
She's trying to bring light to the mistreatment of the illegal aliens that are held in, she called them concentration camps on the border.
Yeah.
So she claimed to have went down to one of these camps.
Which was a bullshit term in the first place.
Right.
She's comparing them to Nazi.
Exactly. It's stupid.
Come on.
I mean, they're just detaining people that are breaking the law. It happens every day.
Man, she's fucking stupid.
You hadn't heard the stupid part. So she goes out in a parking lot in Washington, D.C. and says she's in Texas at one of those camps and just starts crying in the parking lot about how emotional she just felt coming out of that building. And she wasn't even in the state.
Are you sure?
That's what it said. That's what they said on the news.
That bitch, man, she's something else.
And nobody's even calling her out on that shit.
I bet somebody has. Did Tucker call some not call her out?
I don't know. I haven't been watching Tucker since the vacation.
I bet he called her out on that shit. He would if anybody was going to. Him and Ben Shapiro would, for sure.
But speaking of Tucker, he's in it with Ilhan, what's her name? Ilhan Omar.
Oh, yeah.
She, obviously, I guess he said something about her being married to her brother on his show?
I didn't hear that.
She's
I didn't know
she's in the middle of a scam to get her brother's citizenship, so they got married.
No shit.
She's saying it's not her brother, but they're brothers and sisters. She's living with another guy and married to this other guy from another country. They were married over there, but in America, she married a brother. Oh.
Well.
So Tucker's been calling her out. So now she's basically calling all the cards she can call to get Tucker Carlson forced off Fox News.
Oh, God. I hope that shit doesn't work.
And Tucker was like, nah, you ain't gonna work.
Even if he got kicked off Fox News, he would carry Fox News with him. He would carry the crowd wherever he goes.
Yeah, I think so.
I think he's the top dude over there. Nobody else.
That's the only one I watch over there.
Yeah, there's still a lot of
I can't stand all that rah-rah.
It's a bunch of... I mean, it's spread into Fox News now. Yeah. It's all liberal, except for that dude. And he actually...
and Hannity, but I can't stand Hannity's voice for some reason.
Anyway, that guy... I'm surprised he's not dead yet, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Because he pisses a lot of people off. Yeah.
Next subject, and this is stupid as shit. I couldn't wrap my brain around it. I just wanted to see your reaction. In Illinois, they're having like a fair, and I think you and I saw these people in concert, so it sort of rang to me. They banned Confederate Railroad from the fair because of the name of their band.
Shit, are you kidding me?
No.
Damn.
They said that it was incite hatred and blah, blah, blah.
Oh, God, that's ridiculous.
So I like my women a little on the trashy side was going to ruin the world.
Trashy's the racist part there. You can't talk about trashy people anymore.
How silly is that? That's Confederate Railroad. Now, what about the Dixie Chicks? They're liberal as hell. Yeah. But they're the Dixie Chicks.
Yeah. I think the same should apply.
Should apply.
I hated them bitches anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I like Goodbye Earl. You know, where they killed their husband or whatever.
Hell no. I don't like any of them songs. I never liked those bitches. Anyway, no, that's stupid. That's a good band. I enjoyed it. Yeah,
I mean, it's a good 90s band.
I'm sure they were only getting like $5,000 for the gig or something.
I bet it wasn't that much.
Yeah.
But really, the only person I heard talking out against it was Charlie Daniels. And he was giving Illinois Fair or whatever they are.
Yeah.
Giving them pure hell.
That dude keeps up with that shit. He's always on top of that kind of stuff. What else? Any more topics?
Just all these fucking earthquakes. You seeing those?
I'm itching to get at my ghost story.
Yeah, I know.
I don't really have a ghost story, but I'll tell you what it is in a minute. So what happened with the...
No, they're just everywhere.
Earthquakes?
Like, yeah. Like Yellowstone. Yellowstone had 2. California's had 2 or 3. Arizona had 1.
Is it tearing up a bunch of shit, or are these minor little...
No, they're like 7s.
Damn.
Yeah, they're pretty big shit.
That proves I haven't watched shit. I haven't heard about a single earthquake. People dying?
I don't keep up with that shit.
I mean, highways collapsing.
No, I didn't see any highways. But they said one of them created a rift you could see from space.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I mean, I guess not cool if you're there, but...
It's pretty cool in Mississippi.
Yeah, kind of cool.
That's pretty much all I got, I guess. Except this soccer star. I did want to touch on this. Because it sort of pisses me off. You know the women won the World's Cup.
Yeah.
And this one of the chicks with the purple hair.
I just said yes, but no. I did not know that. I heard some bullshit about something, but when I hear sports, I just tune out.
Well, anyway, this chick, she's got like purple hair and real short. She's all down in America, but she's playing on the American team, and she's down in Trump and won't go to the White House.
From America? Or
oh, yeah, she's from America. She's from the Midwest somewhere, I guess. Or California or something. But anyway, everybody's giving her pure hell for having a disagreement with what they believe and saying it's disrespectful to America and blah, blah, blah. Here's my thing. The bitch can say whatever she wants. It's America, you know? Yeah. Just because I don't agree with her, who cares?
Yeah, I mean, let her talk.
Yeah, she can talk. If she don't want to go to the White House, don't go to the White House.
Yeah, I don't see a problem with that.
It just pisses me off when everybody is all, oh, we got to support America for this. Well, you know, you don't have to support everything.
No.
And everybody don't have to support everything.
No. Yeah, I agree. Are these the same women that were bitching about the money they're making and they're not making as much, blah, 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 because nobody gives a shit about their sport?
Right.
I mean, if you're going to bring in the money that men are bringing in, pay them that amount. I think it should just
don't just pay them that amount just because to be even.
Because it's not going to last. It's going to kill your sport. You're going to go bankrupt. You can't do that shit. I mean, if they're bringing in the crowds, sure. But if they're not, nobody watches that shit.
Yeah, I don't.
I'm sure people do.
I watch sports channels and I didn't see it on TV once.
I don't know anybody that watches. I don't even know anybody that watches soccer. Not any friends I have that I know of.
I just wanted to say that I think she should be able to say whatever the hell she wants and disagree with whoever she wants. If she don't like Trump, I don't care.
Yeah, don't go, bitch. Who cares?
Don't go.
I got you. I understand.
It just pisses me off when everybody's like, oh, Colin Kaepernick took a knee. Well, fucking who cares? It's his right as an American to disagree. They say, well, he's disrespecting servicemen. I think most of the servicemen I know fought so he had the right to do that.
Yeah, and I think they immediately look at him and go, who gives a shit?
Right, he's an idiot football player.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. But they don't say, you better stand up during the national anthem. Because that's not what they're...
What power does he have? I don't give a shit if they all lay down and take a nap myself.
Yeah,
I'm not going to watch them anyway.
But I think he has a right, if he wants to sit on the flag and take a dump. I don't care. That's his business. That's what America's about. We can civilly disagree with each other.
I agree, but at the same time, fuck him.
Yeah, I mean, completely. That dude.
Yeah, that dude's a piece of shit.
He's got just as much the right to disagree as we do to agree.
Yeah, for sure. That's what it's all about. I'm sure there's
now, whether I agree with him, that's a whole nother thing.
I'm sure there's a ton of people that disagree with us and the way we think and talk.
Probably.
Last week, I was expecting some flack from last week.
No flack at all.
I don't think we have enough listeners to get flack.
Maybe we'll get flack one day.
We did have somebody, like, I guess, unsubscribed or something.
Yeah, just one, I believe.
But that was just one person.
And they probably subscribed by accident.
Yeah, probably so. But no, I never heard any bitching or moaning out of that.
I didn't get one negative comment. I mean, maybe just jokingly.
Yeah, well, if we had more listeners, we would have definitely had some... I think we'd have had some blowback on that. But there wasn't enough assholes that were listening that were going to turn us in or whatever.
Right, I don't think so.
I mean, it wasn't bad to me. I didn't think.
No, I don't think we stepped over any line. And that's what I heard pretty much from everybody is, hey, I wouldn't have said it, but
somebody has to.
Yeah, it's nothing wrong with what you said.
Yeah.
Just like I was talking about the Kaepernick thing. Just because you disagree with them, they still got a right to say it.
I agree. I think hate speech is bullshit.
There's no such thing.
No, it's made up.
This is my opinion, and it's different than yours.
And when they start being able to jail you for that kind of shit is when I have a huge problem with it. Which
exactly.
They're already doing in, Canada, and hell, they're doing it in America. I don't understand how, if I get into an argument with some gay guy at a gas station and I knock the hell out of him, why that's a hate crime. It's just,
I think there's got some more criteria to it to meet than that. Surely.
I don't think so. I think he can just go up there to court and say, I'm super gay, and he beat the shit out of me.
Is there a difference between gay and super gay?
Yeah.
Damn.
We talked about that.
Oh, the flamboyant ones?
Yeah. Brady Bunch's dad was gay.
You're right, and you never knew it.
And everybody else is super gay. There's only 2 or 3 gay dudes that don't act gay that I can think of.
I don't even know that many. So.
I'm talking about in the media. It's stuff like you wouldn't actually know to look at them. Most of them, 95%, I can tell by the way they're walking, Maybe I shouldn't have said that.
Maybe you probably shouldn't have.
Fuck it. So anyway, let's get on to our topic for today. That's enough news.
Yeah,
I'm give a shit about the news. If you want to watch the news, go watch it.
Yeah, go watch the news.
No, but it's good. We're keeping up with something, at least. I'm glad you do it, because I damn sure wouldn't.
Well, I just try to keep up when it's related to our topics.
It depresses me. I can't hardly watch it.
Yeah.
Anyway, last week we talked about we were going to lighten up the situation a little bit. Maybe talk about some crazy shit that's happened to us, weird shit, weird stories we've heard, stuff like that. And I looked up a couple of them. I'd watched a documentary on this years ago, and you don't even know. I kept it a secret from you.
Oh, whoa!
But I know I watched this documentary, and it was called the incident at Dyatlov Pass. Have you ever heard of that?
Negative.
It's in the Ural Mountains in Russia.
Yeah, that's where my people are from.
I thought you were
the Caucasus Mountains. That's the part of the Ural Mountains.
I thought your granddaddy was come over from
Hungary, but the Hungarians, when they were blitzing across Europe, that's where they ended up. But anyway, they started up there.
So anyway, it was in 1959, these 9 hikers. I've got notes, but I'm just going to try not to look at them. I'm just going to summarize it for you.
Please do.
You should look this up. It's an interesting-ass story. But
and
anyway,
all the listeners should look it up, too.
Yeah, look it up. So these 9 hikers head out. It's supposed to be like a 2-week hike, category 3 hike. It's negative 30 degrees, but these are all young. They're in their 20s except for like one guy. And they're all certified and great outdoorsmen and climbers and whatnot and skiers and all. So they all meet up and they're keeping their own diaries and stuff as they go. So they head out on these mountains, and 2 weeks into the trip or so, they're supposed to be ending their trip. They're supposed to send a sign when they get to where they're going so they can be picked up and all this shit.
Like a radio sign or a flare or something?
I think it was some kind of radio shit, I would think. But anyway, the last night they were alive. All 9 of them died, but they're all in their tent, except maybe for 2 dudes they think they were outside pissing or something. Don't know what happened, but they cut the tent from the inside.
To get out?
To get out of the tent. Because apparently, this is in 59. It had buttons instead of a zipper. So they wanted out of there so bad, they cut the damn side of the tent open, and all 9 of them took off. And they're not wearing shoes. They're in their underwear. Some of them have 1 shoe on. It's negative 30 degrees, so...
They're not going to make it too far.
No, they're not going to make it far. So the whole mystery is what the hell scared these people so bad. Like, nobody can figure out why they decided to do this shit in the middle of the night.
They weren't all 9 in one tent.
Yeah.
They were all 9 in one tent?
This is like a big-ass tent. I mean, it's got a stove and all this shit in it.
One of those tents.
Yeah. Anyway, they left all their belongings, all their boots, jackets, clothes. Only 2 dudes had warm shit on. This is why they assumed they were outside the tent. They end up walking the way they just, it's snow around. So they describe their footsteps as not running. When you run, you're going to kick shit up. And these were like calm footprints.
From the camp itself? Like they were being marched out?
Yeah. Kind of like they were being marched out. And one of the theories is Russia was doing a lot of military weapons testing in that area. And they were dropping these parachute mines and all kind of shit. So they don't know if it was something to do with that or one of their things.
So they were trying to weave through the mines and not blow up? Or why would they be walking slow? They
were just thinking maybe the military came out there
okay.
and said, get out and we're going to march you off.
But they didn't have any footprint evidence of that?
No, there was no footprints of the military that they saw because the military ended up finding them later. That's who, them and some students. But anyway, they end up finding 2 of these guys under a cedar tree about a mile. So they're on top of this ridge. It's like a 30% slope. So they kind of ruled out any kind of avalanche or snow slides, that kind of stuff. It wasn't, steep enough for that shit. So they find 2 guys under this cedar tree.
2 of the 9.
2 of the 9. All the limbs are broke down for 15, 20 feet up where they tried to climb the tree and shit. Both of them are swollen lips, black eyes, just look like they've had the shit beat out of them. One of them had actually bitten his knuckle off. They found it inside his mouth, his knuckle. I don't know if he was trying to stay awake. Because, they were there for amount of time. I don't know how long.
Right, you're scared he'd freeze to death if he went to sleep, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. But they had built a fire. There was a sign of a little fire there that went out. But anyway, both of them are beat to hell and back, and they're dead, frozen in their underwear under the tree. And maybe they find a couple more, 1 or 2 more, but they had to wait 2 or 3 months for the snow to melt before they could find the other ones.
Right.
And the other ones were under 12 feet of snow or something when they found them. They were missing their eyeballs. They were missing their tongue. The crazy part is 3 of them had injuries that there's no possible way one human could inflict on another human. Their chest cavities were crushed, 9 ribs broken, but there were no injuries on the outside of the body. Mm-hmm. So the autopsy guy, he claimed it had to be pressure of some sort that did it. Some sort of massive...
Not 12 foot of snow?
I don't think so. But that was one of the theories that maybe they had... Because they did find a little den thing they had dug out in this ditch. So they thought maybe
It collapsed on them?
It collapsed on them or something. I don't think that was the case either. Because, I mean, there was, I don't know. Their skulls were crushed. It was all kind of weird shit. Also, at the same time, they had cameras with them, or left in the tent or whatever. Like 3 soldiers, the night that happened, and before and after that day, 3 soldiers and 2 whole groups of hikers reported UFOs.
Ah.
Yeah. They were seeing these red orbs floating around the mountains and shit. And so when they found the camera, there's actually a picture, and you can't really tell what it is, but it's obviously a light source of some kind. It's kind of pixelated, it's in the 50s. But so they think maybe they were taking a picture of that. So they don't know if that was why they left. Also, there was something about Bigfoot in the story.
Yeti?
Yeah, there was this.
Not the same, by the way.
Well, yeah, the Russian Yeti or whatever. They actually had a picture on one of the cameras with some dude, or I don't know what it was. They don't know if it's a guy or like a Bigfoot. I would assume is not Bigfoot since he's not real. But there was somebody or something following them. It's like just a random picture of a dude looking around a tree. May have been something was following them, and they had written this whole, what they claimed was a mock newspaper as they were taking their hike. So the thing was following them right during those 2 weeks before they came up. Yeah, and they claimed it had been stalking them this whole time. Okay, in one of their diaries. Yeah, but it may have been just some kind of bullshit they were writing, like a narrative or something. Right, just being funny. But anyway, so... Or it could have been like on Deliverance. Yeah, it could have been. But, so anyway, they don't know, they found them just terrible injuries and shit, and they have no idea what happened to them. And it's been this ongoing mystery forever, for like 60 years. Russian authorities or whatever reopened the case not too long ago to see if they could figure it out. Because there's a lot more to the story. I just kind of wanted to hit the high points, but there's claims of a military cover-up. 3 of the guys they found, or there was like 2 girls with them, maybe 7 guys and 2 girls, but 3 of them that they found, their clothes were highly radioactive. That's odd. Yeah, that was weird too. Those guys may have worked in radioactive programs. They all came from the same college and all, so they're claiming that shit might have already been on their clothes or something. But anyway, it's an interesting story. It's called The Mystery of Dyatlov Pass. That was the guy's last name, or Devil's Pass. But you should look that shit up sometime. Watch the documentary on it. It's pretty cool. Yeah, it sounds pretty cool. It is. Other than that, I just want to get that story out of the way. That's a cool story. Yeah, it is cool. We're going to talk about experiences we've had. Weird shit that's actually happened to us. I don't have a lot. I don't have a lot either, but I've got 2 or 3. You showed me a picture the other day with that freaky dude in it. Yeah, that was a photo bomber. He was kind of creepy. But anyway, what's happened to you that you can't explain? That weird? Scared me or... Scared you or just creepy as hell or something like that. So I was in college. I was drinking a tad bit, if you can believe that. Bullshit story. All lies. So I came into my bedroom, and it was like a hall to my bedroom. And when you walk in the door, the closet was like behind you and to the left. Yep. And you could walk in, and the bathroom sink was actually out in the bedroom. Like, it didn't have the toilet and the shower had its own room, but the sink and the mirror and all were directly across from the door you came in. Yeah. Like right out in the room. So I was a little drunk, but I came in, walked in the bedroom, and was going to go piss. And I was looking in that mirror, and it was reflecting back into the closet. You know what I mean? Yeah. My clothes are hanging up there. It's kind of high, but there were a set of legs and like I want to say a dress. I don't remember exactly what they had on. I just chuckled and laughed. Said, I don't remember who I was dating at the time, but I said, "Come out the damn closet, girl." And I turned, because I'd walked far enough to actually look in the closet. Wasn't shit there. Was the girl there that Nothing. You were dating? No, she wasn't anywhere in the house. Are you sure you didn't kidnap a woman in your drunken rage? I hope she was hiding from you in the closet? But when I looked in the mirror, I could see it. But when I turned and looked directly into the closet, it wasn't nothing there. Did you look back in the mirror to see if it was still there? Yes, it was gone. Gone. Huh? Gone. I think maybe that was a drunken... I mean, I wasn't that drunk. I wasn't like falling down drunk. Because I was sober enough, and it scared the shit out of me. I left there and went and stayed at another buddy of ours' apartment. Damn. Yeah, I left the whole freaking house. Shit. Well, and I was apprehensive for months after that about staying in the house when my roommate wasn't there. Damn. It was something pretty serious.
Yeah, I mean, it was clear as a bell in that mirror when I walked in the room that I thought it was her standing in the closet.
Well, I don't know. Actually, I guess I have seen a ghost. A lot of them. They were all together. So, yeah, this is weird.
All together?
They were all, yeah, it was like 20 of them, maybe. So, we're riding around one night, headed out to Kilgore Hills. It's me and one of my good friends. We turned by this old church, and that's where you turn to go in. Mm-hmm. In the church, this is like midnight, 12:30, 1 o'clock, somewhere in there.
And y'all weren't drinking either?
Yeah, I mean, we were drinking, but...
Okay. I mean, I'm seeing a common tie.
We weren't drinking absinthe. Shit wasn't...
I've been wanting to drink that.
It's terrible. Don't drink it.
Really?
No, it's awful. But anyway, we're turning in by the church, and I look over, and we're in my truck, but my buddy's driving. I look over, and there's, like, all in the churchyard, evenly spaced out. Each one had maybe 6-7 feet between them. There's women and men standing uniformly throughout the churchyard at 1 o'clock in the morning.
It could have been some sort of cult.
Well, they all had on these old-timey suits, right, and old dresses.
Like Civil War era?
Yeah, somewhere in there. So they are all dressed like that. The women had these big flowing dresses, looked straight out of a Western. And so I look over there at it, and I look back at him, and I was like, what the hell was that? He's like, was that people standing there? I said, yeah.
So he saw it too?
Yeah. I was like, it's 20-something people just standing out there in these old-ass dresses and suits. So we don't make it 50 yards. I mean, we were going slow anyway when we rode by them. Pull up in a little turnaround spot. He actually backed into a gate, dented my truck up and all this shit, but it was that serious. I had to see it. We go back. There's nobody there. Of course, it's the middle of nowhere. There's no cars. There's nobody. There's no lights on. Nothing in the churchyard. Nothing like that.
Did y'all get out and investigate?
Negative.
We
wasn't feeling it. Didn't want to get out.
Didn't have that much to drink.
No, I didn't have that much. But that was one creepy thing I saw. Another, there was a group of us one night, also late, also drinking, but not relevant.
Not relevant in any way.
Not relevant to this case, because this is not a ghost type thing. We pull up to this old church.
What do you have with these old churches in late at night and drinking?
I don't know. I used to like to just, I mean, it's on a back road. This is church. It's Spring Hill.
Right. You know, I mean, that's where they put the money on the...
Yeah, it's an old-ass church built in the probably mid-1800s, I would imagine.
Yeah.
It's just a big square church. It's in the middle of absolutely nowhere on gravel roads. It's probably 5 miles from the closest house.
I would say.
We pull up. It's 5 or 6 of us in the truck. It was a thing we would do every once in a while when you're riding. You would run in the church because there was always money on the altar. For some reason, every time I've ever been in that church, there's money on the altar. We were going to run in and
that's really the only thing I know about the church.
Yeah, it's weird. We're going to run in and check that out. And we pulled up and there's a big ass black dog sitting on the left front corner of the church, right outside the church on the left corner. Right. There's an identical big black dog sitting on the right corner.
I think I've heard you tell this story before.
This it was scary. They were identical, and they were like statues. Like if you were to place, those lines people put out?
Right.
If you were to place them, you couldn't have put them more perfect in front of this church. And so at first I thought it was some kind of statue. I was like, what the hell? There's no statues out here. It's weird. Yeah. So I realized...
So they weren't like moving. They were just sitting there.
They were just dead still like statues. I realized it's a dog. I shined my headlights on it. And I was like, shit, it's dogs. I'm going to get out and pet them. Dude, as soon as I opened that door... I mean, it was like the gates of hell unleashed. Both of them just tried to kill me. I mean, I was trying to kick them back and get in the door, get it shut. I mean, I've never been attacked like that. I've been attacked by some dogs, but that shit was scary. And they had no business out there. It was almost like the hounds of hell or something. You know? I don't know. I couldn't explain it, but I've also been to riding four-wheelers and stuff out there at that church. And we found a dug-up grave one time. We actually had to, we called the sheriff's department and stuff because there's some old slave graves in the woods behind the regular cemetery.
I think I've heard that.
So we were going to walk back there, just dicking off riding four-wheelers. There was one that had been freshly dug up.
Did you see the body or just the hole?
Just a big hole. Okay. There was no body in it. We did call the sheriff. But it's always been some creepy shit going on out there. Every time I've ever been out there, something weird.
I don't know that I've been out there but a time or two, really.
Used to go out there.
There was another church out in the game area we would go to all the time.
The one that had the the grave exposed.
I don't know about that. I don't remember that. But it was like an old white church right beside a cutover.
Yeah. That's it. There was actually a pink coffin sticking up out of the ground out there.
Dang, I didn't ever know that.
Yeah, it's creepy too. So those two stories are kind of my go-to ghost stories, I guess, that I've seen.
Yeah, that one with me is about the only one I have.
Other than, well, you tell one of yours.
I don't know.
You don't have
I don't have any. No.
So do you believe in that? I guess you do if you saw something, huh?
I don't know.
You think your mind was playing tricks on you?
The more I look back, probably. Because, I mean, I never saw anything else.
Well, you saw a damn UFO, you remember?
I don't know what that was, though. But, yeah, I mean, it looked like a UFO to me. I didn't know we were talking about UFOs or not.
Well, it's weird shit that's happened to you.
Yeah.
I think seeing a UFO is pretty weird.
Well, we were riding down the interstate going to New Orleans from Mardi Gras. And out across the field, now I was in the back seat because I'd probably been drinking.
And maybe you needed a place to sit.
Right. I mean, that's probably why I wasn't driving, because I don't remember anyway, it doesn't matter. So we're going to New Orleans, Mardi Gras, and it's late at night, because we only drive at night, I guess. And across the field, I can't remember if it was blue or green, but it was extremely bright, just out there floating, looked like. See, it's all fuzzy, because I don't remember if I was waking up or just looking out the window daydreaming, but it like floated there, and I was looking at it, and then it just like, shoot! Straight up. But then it came down either on that side or the other side. See, it's hard for me to remember all this stuff.
Jesus, this story wasn't so sketchy last time I heard it. Yeah. It was half-ass convincing last time.
I'm not trying to convince anybody.
Now it's sounding like bullshit.
But I just remember it taking off and coming back somewhere.
Did anybody else see this damn thing?
I woke somebody up and they saw it at the end. But by the time they saw it, it was like gone or getting gone.
I'm going to call bullshit on that story.
Yeah. That's why I don't tell it much, because I don't really.
All right. So I got one more story to tell. And this is probably my most real story. The realest shit that's ever happened to me. I'm in church, middle of the day, I'm in the morning Sunday service. Not drinking.
All
and,
right.
I was young. I was probably 12 years old, something like that. I got bored sitting in church. I decided I would walk outside and, I was acting like I was going to the bathroom or something. Walked outside, went in the graveyard, just walking around the graveyard, looking at the headstones and whatnot. I walked out there for probably 5 minutes, 10 minutes or so. So I had this friend that had just died pretty recently. He was buried out there. I mean, he'd probably been dead 3 months, something like that. And he was buried out there. So I was trying to find his grave. I was going to go check it out and everything. So I walk up to his headstone and I'm sitting there looking at it. I'm sad. I like the guy. He had a disease. He died early. He was like my age. I was sitting there looking at his headstone and I just started talking to God in my head. God, I would really like to know that he's in heaven and know he's okay. I'd like for you to send me a sign. Which I've said that stuff, in my head plenty of times throughout my life.
I don't ever get a sign.
Well, I got a hell of a sign that day. As soon as I said it, dude, and I shit you not, a white dove, you know what a dove looks like flying. I mean, we dove hunt.
Yes.
A white dove shoots up from the back of his headstone. I mean, I can hear how like when you jump a cubby of quail, you can hear that fluttering. So I hear the fluttering. I mean, it took my breath. It shocked the hell out of me. His wings aren't moving, and he goes just straight up in the air, almost like a bottle rocket. So it took my breath. I was so taken aback by this shit. I look up. Of course, it's open out there. There's not a bird in the damn sky. That shit really happened. And
so the bird just shot up and disappeared?
Shot up, and by the time I got my breath and realized what had just happened, the bird's nowhere to be seen. And, you could see it for a mile around, right. Probably.
So old boy's in heaven.
Yeah, for sure he's in heaven. I don't have any doubt about that. And that's what, anytime I've doubted, which I'm not great with my faith or anything, but anytime I've ever doubted my faith like that, I think of that story. That's the most,
it's not a very good story, but it sort of chilled me.
That's a damn good story.
Well, it is a good story, but I'm saying
it's not like spooky,
right?
But yeah,
that's what I was talking about.
Yeah, it grounds me. I'll just say that. Anytime I have any kind of whatever, I just think about that day, and I'm like, oh yeah, that.
So would there be a white dove at your grave?
Shit, no, like a crow, maybe buzzard, something like that. Don't come looking for signs in front of my grave. I'll say that.
Dang.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to get one. I guess that's all that's happened to me that I can remember. Yeah. That's weird like that. I mean,
I've seen pictures that people had, and I just think that's like flashes and...
I don't know. There was something weird. We went to Savannah, Georgia, and we were in this old hotel thing where like 12 soldiers had been murdered. Some slave girl had been murdered. The guy was banging the maid or whatever, and the wife killed the maid and then hung herself. There's a lot of
But she didn't kill the dude. That's what got me.
Yeah, I think the dude lived. So all these like 12 soldiers were murdered in this basement. We're taking this little tour. It's at night, and we walk in the basement, and we're all standing around this table, and all the lights are dimmed and everything. And
this is a certified ghost tour, right?
Yeah, it's a real, like a ghost tour. But I take my phone out. I'm going to take a picture of it, and there's these damn orbs that are just flying all around the room real slow.
Only on your phone?
Only on my phone. I can't see them with my eyes. But I'm sitting there watching them float around, and I was like taking pictures of it. And I was like, it'd be better if I take a video. So I clicked on video, and they disappeared. You could see them on my screen, but the video wouldn't capture them. Like when I went back and watched the video, they're not on it.
But it could capture on the...
I could take a still picture. Yeah. It was, I don't know. That
is weird.
A little weird, but I don't know if it,
But you could probably write that off as...
Oh, yeah. Technology, something askew somewhere. I don't know. Maybe they had some kind of projectors.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Maybe the people that give the tour...
But nobody mentioned any orbs. I never heard anything about orbs the whole time. Nobody else was saying anything about it.
You didn't say anything, see?
Everybody had their phones out and stuff. Yeah, I didn't say anything either. What else did you look up any weird stories?
No, I didn't really go down the story route. I thought we was just going to shoot the shit. And somehow I got on Bigfoot and the Loch Ness Monster and ghosts and the rewards people give if you actually could prove it exists. Like they'll give you $1 million if you can find proof of Bigfoot.
Who does?
Some Bigfoot society.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And nobody's claimed it?
They started offering the award at $100,000 in the 60s. And it's 2019. Nobody's got $1.
And it's up to $1 million
It's
now?
up to $1 million now.
See, yeah.
And for the Loch Ness Monster, $2 million.
They could make it $100 million.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I don't think there's any Bigfoot, any Loch Ness. I think all that's bullshit.
My nephew is infatuated with Bigfoot. He swears he can call them at night and they answer him back.
He lives in town.
I know. He swears there's a Bigfoot in the woods behind his house.
Oh, come on now. He's out there calling at night, and other people in town are just hollering back at him.
Or a dog.
You better straighten that kid up.
I'm trying. He said he's going to get the $1 million. He swears. Young man, you'll have to kill Bigfoot to get it.
That's never going to happen. There may be like an escaped orangutan or whatever out in the woods somewhere, maybe in Florida.
Or the kangaroo. You know, they had a kangaroo on the loose in central Mississippi for a while.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I didn't hear about that.
This was last year sometime. It took them 6 months to catch the damn thing.
Damn. Did they kill it?
I don't think so. I think they took it back to a zoo or whatever.
I was looking at, thinking about old stories I'd heard or whatever. And so I looked up this story because I wanted to make sure I had it right. And I wanted to make sure it was real. And it really was. Mm-hmm. In 1975, is in July of 1975 in Bermuda.
Bermuda, the island?
Yeah. There's this dude named Erskine Evan. He's riding his moped, comes through this intersection, gets hit by a taxi cab, and killed. Okay?
Okay.
He has a twin brother, and the twin brother gets his moped and fixes it up so he can use it. 1 year later, I think to the day, a year later, his twin brother is riding...
So it was his twin?
Yeah. He's riding the same damn moped, gets hit in the same intersection by the same taxi with the same driver and the same passenger that was in it a year before.
Come on. That's too
a
much.
Real story. That shit happened.
That's too much.
I know.
I'm going to have to look that up.
That's true, though. It's crazy.
I mean, I believe you saw it.
It's in newspapers and everything.
Oh, no, I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying it's a crazy-ass story. Hard to believe.
Of the most crazy coincidences I've ever heard. That got me on crazy shit like that, coincidences of stuff that happened. And there's a ton of those, man. There was a dude in Detroit. This was in like late 30s, I think 37. He's like a street sweeper. So he's walking down the sidewalk, sweeping or whatever the hell he's doing. Anyway, he's walking down the sidewalk working, whatever he's doing. And this damn baby falls out of it's like a high-rise apartment.
Right.
Baby falls out of 10-story window or some shit, lands on his head. The baby hit him and then fell down. The baby lived. He lived. Everything was okay. I mean, they were a little banged up or whatever.
This was in Detroit?
Yeah.
Okay.
So a year later, I don't know why it's always a year, but a year later, he's on the same building outside cleaning up again, and a different baby from a different window falls out, hits him on the head, and lives. So that shit happened to him twice. 2 babies, same building, same sidewalk, fall from random apartments and hit him on the head, and all live.
All 3 of them live.
Yeah. I thought that was weird, too.
That sounds extremely weird.
But I think it's documented, like it actually happened.
Like police reports and...
Yeah. And then I got to looking. So there was this woman. She's in her garden, and she's like planting flowers or whatever the hell people do. She loses her wedding ring. Okay?
In the garden?
In the garden, just fucking around. 20 years later, to the day, her daughter is out there digging that same flower garden and got raped. Actually, I don't think that really happened. I made that shit up, but while I was looking at shit, I was trying to think of something. But I don't know. That may be a tasteless joke.
Yeah, that was kind of tasteless. But
you think it was
funny? Caught me off guard.
Did you think it was funny though?
Yeah, I was like, could she lose her ring or find the other ring? And all of a sudden she got raped.
Yeah, I thought that was funny. Man, I don't know. Maybe we'll catch.
But I have dark humor
it.
too.
Maybe we'll catch some shit over that. But
I wish we would catch something.
Yeah, nobody seems to give a shit. I can say whatever I want to. I don't know. There was another case, and I didn't keep up with the dates and whatnot, but this man was on this ship in the middle of nowhere. The ship sank. Like 100 and something people died. He's the only one that lived. And his name was, I can't remember, like Hugh Gibson or something like that. I don't think that's right, but I think it was Hugh something. He was the only survivor of the ship. I don't know, 40, 50 years later, another ship in that area sank. It only had one survivor. He had the same name as that dude. Then it happened again. One survivor, same name. And it happened like 4 or 5 times over a 200-300 year period where the only survivor had the same exact name.
No way.
Every other one died. Yeah, I thought that was weird too. You can look that shit up. It's real. That's all the stories I really looked up. That's all the shit that I know.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything else that's...
I was doing the looking and then somehow I got off and watched the movie Poltergeist.
That's a scary movie,
that
dude.
That was probably the scariest movie I ever saw when I was a little kid.
Yeah, I remember being terrified by that when I was a kid.
That was horror. And the Amityville Horror, the first one, that scared me too, but not near as bad as Poltergeist.
I remember when I was a kid, Friday the 13th, was a big thing, and that shit was scary to me.
See, Friday the 13th I always thought was kind of corny. Now, Halloween scared me.
Really?
I guess we watched that more.
Jason always scared me.
Now, Nightmare on Elm Street.
Nightmare on Elm Street
Freddy
was
scared me.
Yeah. But I remember going to the theater, and shit, I couldn't have been old. I don't know how old I was. My dad took me to the theater, and Friday the 13th, 3D was on. We had 3D glasses and shit. I remember there was this sheet blowing in the wind, and then all of a sudden Jason comes out from behind it. And I remember just wanting to die. I was so damn scared.
Yeah, of course, that's what Poltergeist did to me.
Yeah, I was 8 or 9.
Yeah, just terrified.
Yeah, that was scarred the shit out of me. What else we want to talk about? I don't know anything
I don't really
else.
have anything else.
This is a half-ass show.
Well, I mean, it was a little lighter than our last couple episodes. They were too dark.
More of a bullshit session.
Yeah.
I have, I think I've seen a UFO, but I can't verify it. I mean, it was definitely unidentified. It was just a light in the sky that went away while I was watching it. So, I don't know. I'm not going to tell that story, but maybe.
Yeah,
I believe in UFOs.
Sucks ass.
I definitely believe in UFOs, though. There's no doubt.
I don't think they're coming from other planets like we discussed earlier on a show. I think it's bleed over from another dimension or something.
I think they're coming from both. All over the place. I don't think you could limit the possibilities to just another dimension, or they're probably coming from other planets, other dimensions.
And you think lizard people are down here and all of that shit too?
Actually, I do believe in the lizard people.
Oh, Lord.
Do you not?
You remember that movie V when we were little?
Yeah.
Yeah, that scared me too.
Yeah. That was a good movie.
It was like the Body Snatchers, but they were putting on lizard lizards were putting on people's skin or something like that.
I haven't seen it in a long time, but I remember it. I'm telling you, if you look into that reptilian shit, a lot of that shit seems backed up and real.
I saw Miley Cyrus had the lizard eyes blink on a video. So Miley may be lizard people.
Yeah, maybe. She, I wouldn't know. I don't keep up with her, but
I think all that's bull.
I've seen clips of different videos like that where people are showing their eyes change and shit.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that might be just fake, photoshopped, whatever.
Photoshopped or a light flashing through their eyes or something. I don't know. I just think it's bull.
Next week, what you want to talk about next week?
I don't know. I have no plans for next week. I hope we can do another one pretty quick.
Yeah, we took too long of a break this time.
Yeah, but I needed a little getaway. I'm not going to lie.
I needed a break too.
Not from the show, just from life. Because we ate good. Man, I had a fish taco down there that was some kind of good.
No shit?
Yeah, that was probably the best thing I ate. And usually I don't get fish tacos, but this was awesome.
I don't like the word fish taco. That sounds gross to me.
Really, it was just a tortilla shell with some cabbage and stuff, and then
I actually like fish. I just hate I can't order them. I've got some kind of aversion to a fish taco. It sounds too sexual. It sounds disgusting.
Okay, never did imagine that would go that direction.
Oh, you think about it. Oh, never mind. You don't get it.
No, I do not. I don't see how the word fish taco. I mean, I guess I can.
The smell.
Tuna. Yeah, I got that. I got that. But when I was eating a fish taco, I didn't.
I don't know why that pops in my head, but yeah, whatever. We'll come up with something better to talk about next week.
Maybe something with a topic. This was just, like you said, just a bullshit session.
Yeah, it's just a bullshit session. Send us something to talk about, for God's sakes.
Yeah, or just send us a, hey, what's up? I'm listening to the damn show.
You terrible ass listeners.
Terrible.
Fucking won't do anything. I think I cussed less this time.
I think you did too. You changed the F word for shit. You said it a considerable more amount. I've been paying attention.
Nice.
Yes.
That's a good way to do it.
To sort of transition out.
Which they're all just words. They don't mean anything. Yeah, they don't mean anything. Unless you want them to mean something. Enjoyed it, guys. Come back. I don't know. I'm not going to say the follow us and all that shit.
No, don't worry about that. But anyway. Just let us know you're out there.
Yeah. And give us a topic.
And tell your damn friends to listen. Appreciate you being here.
Bye.